To avoid having like a dark corner back here, I would try and have another one of those uplights kind of, again, just at the base here that's shining up, that highlights this whole section in this bottom brick area. I always like to especially highlight the front entryway and really make it pop with a couple of accent lights here.
Hey guys, it's Cal from The Lighting Doctor here. I hope you guys enjoy this video with some more great landscape lighting tips. To learn more about landscape lighting, go and check out our website at lightingdoctor.ca, or if you want to see what a real quality landscape light should look like, go and check out our Try It Before You Buy It offer, where you can get a premium quality fixture at a discounted rate with your very own battery pack, so you can go and test out how that light's going to look and feel what a real premium quality light should look like. So go and check us out at lightingdoctor.ca, or go watch more videos on YouTube just by searching for The Lighting Doctor.
Hey, Steven, yeah, thanks for your pictures and your email here. I mean, first off, great house for landscape lighting. It's a dream. We just, for whatever reason, we just don't get, I think, as nice properties here sometimes in Canada, especially in the cities, where you guys just seem to have bigger lots and some beautiful acreages that just lend themselves to landscape lighting. So, yeah, I'll definitely give you some ideas. I mean, first off, if you've seen any of the videos and stuff, you know, I always try and really accent the house. You've got some beautiful stonework, some beautiful brickwork that I think you really want to highlight here. So I think what I would probably use is for the majority of, and I'll just kind of show you, I can definitely put a kit together for you. I'll give you some ideas first and let me know what you like, and then we can customize something. But I think some uplights and then probably some wash lights and stuff is going to be the best bet, sprinkled in with a couple path and garden lights, but not too many. And then I'll show you some cool ideas for the back too. But I mean, first thing I would do is just with a standard uplight like this guy here, I would use that to really kind of wash the stone and the brickwork that you have in the front here. So I think what I would do is I'd probably try and get one kind of on this front column, because we're going to have a consistent theme across here. Just in front of the column, maybe 12-18 inches back, shining fairly straight up so that it just highlights this. I would have two more, one on each side of the window here, that are really shining up here, and then that angle should get these top peaks very nicely. To avoid having like a dark corner back here, I would try and have another one of those uplights kind of, again, just at the base here that's shining up, that highlights this whole section in this bottom brick area. I always like to especially highlight the front entryway and really make it pop with a couple of accent lights here. So same thing, two of those uplights kind of in here that really get the pillars, and just kind of show you an idea of why I like that so much. But I mean, here you can see a really good example of how they just kind of glaze and wash the nice stonework, the front pillars and the entryway. That light hits the top and it's almost like it creates like a soffit lighting effect. So that's kind of what I want to do with your place here. So by having those two uplights here, they're really going to feature that stone, the pillars, because they're white. You're going to get a lot of reflective light. That light's going to hit the top here. The angle of the light is going to also catch these top peaks, so it's going to make that entryway really, really inviting by having those there. And then I would just continue that theme across this section of the house. I think I would probably have another uplight kind of in between where this window is here, so it shines up here and again kind of gets to this peak a little bit. And then I would probably try and have one more in here just so it continues that consistent theme across the front. I would definitely try and throw one of those same uplights on this tree over here. The only difference is on this one, I might throw it more on this side than in the front, because sometimes it's nice to round out the angle a little bit. And as I go through more of the pictures, hopefully this will make more sense. But if you kind of throw it here and having it shining up at this tree, what it does, it extends the viewing angle, so not all the lights are just in the front, but as you're kind of walking around this side of the house, it kind of grabs your eye from this side here. So that's the first thing I would do to light the front of the house. And then what I like to do, because you guys have done such a good job on the beds, you got some nice pathways, I never like to use too many path and garden lights, because I don't want to make it look like you're trying to land a plane, but I do want to highlight some of the nice lower line shrubs that you have in here. So what I like to do, two things. One, I think in an area like this, I might use a wash light. So a wash light is very similar to an uplight. The only difference is a wider angle, softer frosted lens, so it's not nearly as bright. It's great for any of the lower line stuff. So I might try and have one here that kind of just highlights this bottom section of stone. And you could almost do that over here too. If you've got, you know, this lit and this lit and this lit, you could probably throw one in here that kind of highlights this shrub a little bit. And then what I would do for the rest of it is I would try and use some path and garden lights in between where I have my accent light. So for example, if I have an accent light or accent light uplight, I'm talking about the same thing. But I might throw a path and garden light in here. I might try and throw another one kind of in here, maybe another one over here, another one over in here, and not overdo it, but just have a couple, very conservatively spaced in between where I have my accent lights. And then same thing on this side, I might just try and throw kind of one in here, maybe one over in here, another one over here, and another one over here, but probably no more than 4, just so I'm really highlighting the bed down below. So that's what I would do for the front of the house to get started. And then same thing is to continue with that same theme of kind of rounding out the viewing angles. This is where I might throw another uplight on this side so that as you're walking off the driveway, this kind of pops a little bit more, and then you have the front of the house lit. As I move around to this side of the house, there's a couple ways you can do this. I mean, I'm always a bigger fan of using uplights and path and garden lights, because a lot of people just throw some path and garden lights here, but really all you're doing is lighting down below. You're not highlighting any of the shrubs and stuff that you have. So what I like doing is, say I have a grass area like this and some of these lower line shrubs, I like putting a wash light here that kind of highlights this. Then it kind of creates some cool shadows along the house. Same thing, throwing a wash light kind of over here. And then I would probably try and do the same where I'd maybe have a wash light here, so it kind of highlights this tree a little bit. But anytime you do that too, what it does is it creates the shadows on the house, and it makes these plants look bigger than they are at night, which is nice. So I would kind of do the same with a couple of these plants over along this side as well. So definitely this guy, I'd probably do one kind of in the middle here, and then I might just try and highlight this small little evergreen shrub that you have here. Going into the back here, it just really depends on viewing angles and stuff, and how many lights you wanna put. I think you can easily fit, depending on where your electrical outlet is. Say you have an outlet somewhere over here, you could have a transformer here that has, say, a wire run into the front yard to cover all those lights, and another wire run into the back. You get a 300 watt transformer, which I'll show you about, and again, we can put a kit together for you. But you'd be able to run wires to the front and back and operate everything off one transformer. On an area like this where you have a couple nice stepping stones, and again, these kind of cool grasses, I would probably throw a couple path and garden lights in here. And what I like doing is kind of getting them a little bit behind the grass, because what's nice is as these grow, that light actually shines through the grasses, and again, it kind of creates some cool shadowing patterns onto the stepping stones, as well as highlighting those areas. And then I'm not going to talk about this area yet, because I think if you kind of highlight around the side, and then I'll give you more of an idea here for the back with all these grasses and stuff that you talked about. You know, the one thing, this is where I like using wash lights again, whereas I think if you had, I'm not a fan of using path lights, especially by a pool area, because sometimes what happens is now you have a path light here, and as you're swimming in the pool, you're looking right up into the light. Whereas if you have say a wash light, like this would be a perfect spot for it right here, because you kind of throw it here, it gets a little bit of these grasses, it highlights this grass, but this grass is also going to block the light from the outside, so your neighbors aren't looking directly into that light. And you just evenly space maybe 3 or 4 of those along this back edge here. You're going to get a little bit of these, I'll call them juniper hedges or whatever they are. You'll get a little bit of light on them. But then the other reason I want to say is it really depends who you want to do the lighting for. Obviously for you guys, but if you want to make your neighbors a little bit jealous, sometimes it's nice to light some stuff from this side as well. So that might be an area where, again, with those path and garden lights, say for example you have say you've kind of got this shrub lit up from this side with a path and garden light, then, or sorry, with a wash light, then what I might try and do is put like a wash light here that's going to highlight these a little bit. It's going to highlight the retaining wall, and it's going to cast a little bit of light onto those grasses as well. And if you can stagger the wash lights on this side, say maybe 4 of them there, and then kind of the other 4 on this side shining this way, you're still going to get a bit of an effect from that from the pool area, but then it's also going to make your neighbors a little bit jealous because it's going to stand out a little bit more. So you always want to make your neighbors a little bit jealous. That's part of having landscape lighting as well. But you want to be able to enjoy it too. So hopefully that gives you some good ideas to start with. I can definitely put a kit together for you. Just kind of let me know what you think. I'd probably be looking at about 8 wash lights around this back area. I would say around the stepping stone area, you're maybe 3 path lights. If we go around this area, maybe 1, 2, 3, I think 4, I think kind of 5 wash lights along the side area here. We're an uplight on this tree. We were going to be 2 uplights over here, another uplight here, 1 along this back window, 2 along the side of the house, and then 1 up here. We got about 4 path and garden lights on this side, and then again on this side. And then I think we had another uplight over here. And I think that kind of touches it. So if that sounds good to you, just shoot me a quick email back, says, yes, I like it. And I can put that together for you. And then we can always make some modifications and changes if we need to as well. But thanks again, Steve. Great house. And I look forward to seeing what it's going to look like with all the lights on at the end.
Just another cool example. If you can see this top peak here, where we used a couple gutter mounts and just focused them in on that top peak. Really turns out. Second story peaks, definitely something you want to focus on if you can get the lights up there. Definitely brings your landscape lighting plan to the next level. We'll take a quick look at the cottage here. You know, nighttime pictures never quite do it justice. I think the only thing we're missing that I would add here is on the front porch, we're going to put a little downlight there to highlight it, but I think the light in the 2 sides of the windows was nice, create some symmetry. We're just missing a little bit of a dark spot in the middle there, and then as we kind of go around the side, we only use 6 lights on this guy, which is nice, but we just kind of highlight it again around the side here. Just to give a little bit, and as it gets darker, you really be able to see the subtleties in the light. A little bit higher up is just tough to see right now, and then again by the entrance, we did the same thing over on this side, and I think everything turned out really nice. Very subtle lighting, but just enough to make it pop so that you can kind of see it from a distance. And then we'll show you the driveway here again as we get a little bit better light as it gets a little bit darker here. Hey guys, it's Cal from the Lighting Doctor here. We're going to show you guys how to light up your landscape with the FX Luminaire RS Uplight. This is a super durable, really high quality LED light that's great in your landscape if you need to, say you need to highlight some beautiful trees that you have on your property. If you have some nice stone architectural features around your home, this is a great light to use. You can change the intensity of the bulb just by using a different lamp. So if you have a small tree that's only maybe 10 to 15 feet high, you can use the standard 4-watt LED lamp in here. If you're using trees that are maybe 15 to 20 feet high, you can increase that to the 5-watt LED. Or if you've got some giant oak trees or some really big trees on your property where you need to push that light at 25 feet or higher, that's where you get into the 6-watt LED lamps to really push that light out and make those features really stand out. This light can be used in a lot of different applications. We use it a lot for perimeter lighting. So if you have trees or shrubs or different bushes and stuff around your property, and you just want to make your whole property look bigger, it's a great way to go and highlight those around the perimeter just to make that whole yard stand out. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys got some great do-it-yourself landscape lighting tips. Now, please be sure to go to our website at lightingdoctor.ca and check out our how-to page. It's full of great resources from our podcast to our video to our most frequently asked questions. And also check out our Try It Before You Buy It light, where you can actually go now and get one of our premium quality uplights and a King Innovation Instalight, which is basically a battery pack now that allows you to go and run those lights and test them out on your property. Try it for 14 days. If you don't love it, send it back to us and we'll give you a full refund. And if not, you keep the light at a discounted rate and go and buy what you need for your project. So thanks again for watching. Please be sure to leave us a comment. We'd love your feedback. Have a great day.